What's up, guys? Back with another video. Today I'm going to be telling you a story about my first concussion. Now, my first concussion came when I was in about the 7th grade. It was summertime, and I was really into skateboarding at the time. So I woke up, I think this was like late June, I would say. So I woke up probably about 10 a.m. It's pretty hot out. And I was just thinking, my first thought was I'm headed to the skate park today. Like, that was all I wanted to do. And so that's what I was planning on doing. I had about $5 probably for, a pop or something like that. So, I was thinking it was going to be a good day. I was going to go catch on the bus and then ride down to the skate park. It was only like a 10-minute bus ride away, so it was pretty easy. And then I just planned on getting a pop, like a 2-liter, that's what I used to get, and then head to the skate park and just skate all day. That is not what happened. So I woke up, and I'm not a big breakfast person, so I didn't really get any food. And I just, I got my clothes on. I wore shorts and this baggy shirt, and then I think that was it. Yeah, I didn't wear a hat that time. And I went outside, said goodbye to my mom, told her where I was going, and then headed to the skate park. Got on the bus, normal day, posted it, I think, on my Snap story. I was like, yo, who's trying to go to Judkins to skate? And I went there. I stopped at Parnell's. It's like a mini mart store right by the skate park. And I stopped there and I got this big 2-liter bottle of root beer. And got that, and I skated down. It's about like 2 blocks from the skate park, so I skated down to the skate park and set up, put my bag down, put all my stuff down, got a sip of root beer, and then took a couple warm-up rounds, just, through the bowl and stuff. That's what I was really into at the time. I was just, riding the bowl, and there's just one air out that you could do. Is where you'd, gap over, so you'd ride down the quarter, and you get some speed, pump into the transition, and you kind of gap over this little air thing onto this hump, and you would land and roll down the hump, kind of another bank. And so I was, doing a couple warm-up rounds with that, and because, I just learned how to do those, and I was really hyped on them, so I just started those, and I was doing a couple warm-up rounds, and then finally I took my shirt off. It was too hot, and I go on this next run. This one was different. I went down the quarter pipe, pumped in the transition, I pumped on the big wall to get all the speed, and my wheels slipped out. So I did kind of like a power slide thing, so I flew off my board from about 8 feet in the air, straight onto my back and my head, with no helmet on. I scratched my whole back up. It was pretty painful. No helmet, so my head just throbbed, and I just barely remember anything. I remember falling and waking up, and I got knocked out. Like, when I tell you I got knocked out, I was cold. And I got up, and I was like, what the hell just happened? Like, I was so stunned, dazed, whatever you want to say. It was ridiculous. And so everyone rushes down, to come pick me up, like, dude, are you okay? And I'm just like, yeah, I don't even know, I didn't even know what was happening. So they sit me on this bench, they walk me out of the bowl, and they sit me on this bench, and you need to call your mom. So I got my phone out, and they're like, what's your password? And they typed it in for me, and then I got my mom's contact, and I pressed call, and I called her. I told her what happened. I was like, Mom, got a concussion, I fell super hard, you gotta come down and pick me up. I'm at Judkins. She's like, alright, whatever. She sounded worried, but she's not that type of mom that'll over freak out. She knew what the situation was and what she needed to do, so she didn't panic. And so she came down, picked me up. I didn't even know this part, but she told me in later that I actually called her twice, which I didn't even know about. So that's kind of weird to think about. So I hopped in the car, and I was headed to the hospital, the nearest one, with her. And I just, over and over again, I kept saying, my ears are ringing, and I have a concussion. And I kept touching on the back of my head. I felt the bump the size of a tennis ball. And I was like, oh my God, this is seriously a messed up situation, So I was like, I kept repeating, my ears are ringing, like my head hurts. I think I have a concussion. Like, we need to go to the hospital. And my mom would be like, we're headed to the hospital. So eventually we get to the hospital, and I'm just struggling to walk in. And we walk in, and I go to the emergency room. And I'm laying on this bed, and my head is hurt like never before. Worst pain of my life by far. And they're giving me all these pain meds, and nothing's working. My head's just complete, like, it just hurts so bad. And then people are touching it, make sure there's no internal bleeding, because I almost had to get brain surgery because it was so bad. And then I had this one nurse that kept coming up to me, and he was all, I used to skate back in my day, like, you like to skate too? And I was like, yeah. And my head hurt so bad, I just wanted him to shut the hell up as soon as possible. And he's like, oh, like, you should be wearing a helmet. I was like, yeah, like, I know, shut up. And he was like, what? And I was like, my head just hurts so bad, like, please just stop talking to me, because this is like the worst pain I've ever been in. So I was like, dude, just shut the hell up, like, I don't want to hear that shit, you know? I was fed up too, and I just wanted to curve, but I couldn't because my head just pounding. Eventually they put me on some Oxycontin, got me to sleep for a little bit. I woke up, still, my head was just still throbbing. And then they prescribed me some Oxycontin, and that was crazy. You know, I got back to my house with my friend Jaden at the time, and I was just like tweaking off that stuff. And then I had a bunch of my other friends pull up, and like my homie Walker, and then some other people from my old baseball team. And they told me in recent times that when I was trying to explain it to them, I was just not doing a good job because I was so drugged out from the Oxy. And like, they said that I was trying to like use a rock and a tennis ball to describe my concussion. And that was pretty funny to hear. Honestly though, I think one of the worst parts about this whole thing was that whole 2-liter root beer I bought in the beginning. A kid that was there jacked it. Right when I got sent off to the hospital, a kid just jacked it off me, and I was like, what the hell? So I wasn't really messing with that kid after that. But you know, it was pretty gnarly. I fell from about 8 feet right on the back of my head skating. I haven't been skating as much since then, but I really like to get back into it just because I had a blast doing it all the time. And the concussion didn't really faze me for that much because I did skate a little bit after, but I just kind of grew out of it. But I'm really trying to get back into it because I did have a blast doing it. So yeah, that's pretty much my concussion story. I didn't really heal for another week or so, but back to then I was pretty much normal. I just had to wear sunglasses and, you know, lay off the screens because it would hurt my head. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you guys for listening. Drop a like, subscribe if you enjoyed. If you want me to do more content like this, like stories with just like GTA or maybe some like some other video game in the background, just let me know, like Skate 3 or something like that. Let me know in the comments, see what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Drop a like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.